Any questions about the Bay strategy? Well, that's easy. Okay, thanks very much. Oh.
The sort of a question that's brought to mind by the remarks of all of you, and you've just been from the Gulf. Government tends to respond to disasters, crises, and there's certainly a big one in the Gulf right now. What's to assure that the Chesapeake Bay's situation isn't going to get lost in the rush to restore the Gulf after this?
Right. I think probably the thing that should give most comfort, if not comfort, at least a better feeling to those who are worried about accountability is the idea that we're moving to these 2-year milestones and 1-year planning and 1-year reporting periods. Some of the major criticism in the past has been that if you set a milestone out long enough for political reasons, folks are gone by the time the bill comes due. And so now you have 1-year horizons and 2-year horizons where just this year there'll be lots of work on that pollution diet at the federal level, and then the states have been hard at work putting together the plans that will get them to meet the numbers that'll be in the eventual strategy. So I think we're shortening the horizon. That's not a suggestion I can take credit for. We really the president picked up a suggestion from the governors, then Governor Kane and Governor O'Malley, that we needed to move to tighter time frames, and I think that level of accountability and reporting should give people some additional comfort that this is going to remain in our mind.
I just want to add, as it relates to agricultural areas, the Farm Bill has already instructed and directed some significant resources, and we're committed, as I said, over a 4-year period to commit $700 million to this effort, and that's in land conservation, cost share. American farmers are going to join, the Bay farmers are going to join in this effort, so there's going to be a substantial amount of money invested in rural areas towards this effort. So I don't think there's any question there's a commitment here, and there's no question that despite all the other difficulties we face, there are going to be significant resources invested.
Yes.
Hi. Following the comment about resources coming in for agricultural, for helping on the agriculture side, are there similar resources coming in for the urban side, for urban stormwater, new resources?
Depends on how you define similar. They are not as great as the significant commitment that USDA has made on agriculture, but there are many ways to look at urban resources. First and foremost are the state revolving funds, which are billions of dollars. President Obama has restored those funds to high levels, and just this year we're at $4 billion that go out to all states. Those monies can be used for water and wastewater projects that can help finance bay restoration efforts in urban areas. There's lots of great work that's happened at the state level on stormwater rules that really the federal government needs to backstop, and we've said we will with regulations so that states know that the work they've done to get stormwater rules under control will be supported by the federal government. And then we have our 319 program, our non-point source runoff program, and I feel like I'm forgetting one other. So there is some money available as well in addition to the state revolving funds.
Hi, Pamela Wood from the Annapolis Capital newspaper. On the theme of resources, has there been an estimate of the overall price tag for all of this? And as well, obviously some will come from the federal government, some from the state and local governments, which are very strapped for cash nowadays. How are we going to pay to get all this done?
Yeah, that's a great question. You heard the commitment from agriculture. That's probably, and I'll let the Secretary speak for the Navy in case of, in terms of what they've been able to commit in their out-year budgets. EPA's commitment of the $11.2 million is a doubling of our state assistance on this effort, and we've also made clear through the revolving funds that we want to see projects that are going to have the biggest impact in the watershed. The states are also going to be making plans and implementation plans, and one of the things EPA will do in reviewing those plans is ensuring that they're going to resource those plans so that we can actually see results. Again, back to that 1-year, 2-year reporting and planning time frame. I think that's going to be a very important issue as well. Yeah, sure.
Just an additional add-on to what the administrator indicated. At USDA, we also have additional resources for wastewater and sewage treatment for smaller communities, small towns that may very well be confronted with significant investments that they have to make. And I also want to underscore that this isn't just about government. Private landowners have been stepping up to the plate. Farmers have been stepping up to the plate for a number of years. They're going to continue to step up to the plate. So it's going to be a comprehensive community-wide effort involving the entire watershed area.
In terms of the military, it's difficult to break out the precise dollars because it's embedded in things like military construction. As I said, we've got 86 different installations in the Chesapeake Bay watershed area. Navy and the other services are committed to sustainable construction practices, to making sure that we meet LEED standards, particularly where it involves runoff, stormwater runoff, and runoff from all our installations. Very close to here at the Navy Yard, we have our first parking lot made of pervious pavers, which is working great and is about to be incorporated into all our buildings. So as you're looking, we've made a commitment in terms of every building that we do, in terms of all our bases, in terms of how we buffer those bases. And while it's difficult, if not impossible, to pull a number figure out from that, I would say that given the number of bases, given the amount of money that goes into these bases, to their construction and to their maintenance and to their upkeep and to the buffer zones around them, that it is very substantial.
Let me just mention, with respect to Interior, the President's 2011 budget request includes right around $10 million for the Department of Interior's efforts around the Chesapeake Bay. And that will be divided among the Fish and Wildlife Service, the National Park Service, and the U.S. Geological Survey to do things like restore those endangered species populations, to restore wetlands and riparian habitat.